Alrighty, today we have another offering from Lagunitas out of Petaluma, California. Lagunitas Brewing. This is their CitruSinensis. CitruSinensis. Okay? And what it is basically is it's part of their one-hitter series, so this is a one-off thing. They brew it once a year. I think they did one in 2015, and this is their 2016 offering. It's a 7.9% ABV American Pale Ale on Beer Advocate. It's considered an IPA on Rate Beer. A 7.9% Pale Ale is very, very high for a Pale Ale, so I might find myself agreeing with the Rate Beer classification, which I don't usually do. I usually gravitate toward Beer Advocate as far as the beer classifications go. Now what they did was they took Sanguinello blood oranges, they juiced them, according to their website, they concentrated them and threw it into a weedier version of their new Dogtown Pale Ale, which I've never had. So a hyped up Pale Ale, which may kind of turn more into an IPA. So it's a more weedier version, so does that mean it's more hoppy, or does that mean it's more like a Hefeweizen? So I don't know, maybe it is a Pale Ale, just a Pale Ale hybrid, judging by this description. It says, ale brewed with natural blood orange juice. So very interesting to try this one. I don't know whether this one came out of their Petaluma brewery or out of their Chicago brewery. I'm assuming probably Chicago because they probably service the East Coast. So let's pour into this tall glass and see what we got from Lagunitas CitruSinensis. Alrighty. Yeah, we got that orangey haze to this beer. Very ambery. With about a 2-finger head on this. As far as the board on date, I always have problems finding this with many, many bottles. They're not always on here, especially the darker bottles. You can't really... Oh, here we go. 0466209711917. Who the hell knows what that means? But anyway, let's get the aroma now of Lagunitas CitruSinensis. Never going to pronounce this right. Oh man, this is very fragrant, very orangey. I'm definitely getting the orange grapefruit kind of sense from this. A hell of a citrus scent. Very, very good smelling beer. A little note of pine maybe. Oh, just a great smelling beer. And you know what? It smells like an IPA, so I might have to stand corrected. I've never had this before. Sense-wise, it's an IPA. Let's get taste. Wow. Holy moly. Amazing. Not getting much of a bitterness out of this beer. It's very, very orangey. Taste goes down like an IPA, maybe a Pale Ale. And I'm getting a much more of a light hop bitterness. There is hop bitterness in the back of the throat. However, it's very subtle compared to what I was expecting. I was expecting a big time bite in the back of the throat here. Great outdoorsy beer, even for near 8% ABV. I mean, just a hell of a great light tasting, orangey, citrusy beer that you would drink on like a hot summer day. Maybe barbecuing if you had nothing else to do and you didn't care about just getting conked out before the sun went down. Totally the kind of beer. This is, you know, Lagunitas hit the nail out of the head. I'm not sure if I've ever gave a Lagunitas beer 10 out of 10 yet, but man, this is a great beer. So, heck of a job. I mean, as far as a one-hitter series thing goes, keep going, keep going. I know that's a play off of probably the Wacky Tobacco, which they like to do at this brewing company. It's a long story. Go back to past reviews or Wikipedia as far as that story goes. But man, what a beer. What a beer. Perfect 10 out of 10. I should probably pick up a case of this at some point. It's Lagunitas CitruSinensis American Pale Ale, quote unquote, from Petaluma, California. 10 out of 10.